Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to Nerdtastic. Sorry if I butchered that. But today we are going to be reviewing both of the newest Thunderbolts Marvel Legends. Now we have both of the 2-packs with Yona, Red Guardian, and John F. Walker and Century. Now we are gonna unbox them off camera, and then we'll show you the figure. We're going to be starting off with Fiona and Red Guardian, and after we're done getting the figures out, we'll first show the box, and then we'll show the figures. And at the end, we have 2 figure comparisons for them, since we're trying just to do like what people will like, since people like reviewing, people reviewing figures or figure comparisons. But yeah. Alright, my dad wanted to show the boxes first, so here, us showing them. I'm gonna let you speak a little bit since you haven't talked about it.
So we have the, here's the back of the boxes. I like the design with the sort of...
I forgot to say that. I really like this design of the figures. It's not kind of like comics, but like, it kind of, like, them two look like the actors, but the John Walker looks like one that they drew. But
it's kind of a blacked out picture, so it kind of gives that like sort of void look to. So pause if you want to read the back. We're not going to go through all that, but there is a little bit of a synopsis of each character. So now we're going to get ready to unbox them, and then we'll show each figure separately.
Okay, here are the figures together, and the Red Guardian here has a really well head sculpt. I'm actually getting one that my dad has in the collection, a Red Guardian toy, and that one I think it does have a beard, but it doesn't have the same exact head sculpt. Now he comes with 2 guns that you can pick right there. The tan for like this part, I don't really know what that's called, but it's pretty well. And he kind of does look like Santa if you watch the Thunderbolts movie. But if you really look at the eyes, they did really well on that, since it kind of like is like hard spot to even do it on it. And on the mouth, I always have not liked these mouths, since the mouth like the lips are like really pink, and I don't really like that. But everything else is pretty well. The hands done pretty well. I don't really have too much to say about it, since it looks like a lot of stuff is happening, but it's kind of not. It's just like it looks like a Red Guardian figure that was from the Black Widow movie, and they just added some changes. I don't even know if they really did. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of an updated sculpt with the pinless joints. I like the little bit of the redesign in the costume. You can see the shoulder pads kind of have that almost like patchwork there. They look a little more almost like this sort of homemade costume, as though you can kind of picture Red Guardian, sitting around, kind of, expanding it, making a couple little changes on it so he can still wear, as though he's added some, additional material on things to kind of, let it out some from his golden days. Really like this head sculpt. He has good articulation. We have a waist swivel, an upper body rocker. Neck goes back a little. It doesn't go far forward. That beard kind of stops it. Goes fairly bit of the way back. It has that just the pin, the rocker pin up top. Arms up pretty high. These shoulder pads are kind of that newer way where they're made in, so they kind of lift up. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and the wrists up and down on the gun hand, and forward and back on the other hand.
But
upper leg, double jointed knees, and the boots up and down and ankle pivot. So that's the Red Guardian.
Next up, we're going to move on to the Yona. Now this one has a few changes, not too much though. I mean, the green they did really well on that. That's probably my favorite part about the figure. They did really well on the head sculpt, especially the hair looks straight ripped out from the movie. And it kind of had that sensitive touch, especially like right here. But arms go out, her arm goes out. I don't see this one. The shoulder pad moves. It kind of does, not really. But legs move out pretty well. Knees also move out pretty well. Sorry. Kind of shaking the table a lot, but they still did pretty well on this. The back moves, stomach moves up. Can tilt the head a little bit. But I think these would probably be for one of the accessories that we're gonna show in a bit. But everything else pretty well about this figure. What do you have to say about it, Dad?
Yeah, great head sculpt. Really, I love that newer kind of matching, photorealistic technology they're using. It really has a good likeness to Florence Pugh. Her hair looks really good. Sculpt. I prefer this one actually. It looks a lot better to me than the one from the previous Black Widow or even the Disney Plus wave. So really well, it kind of has that, it looks like a new body mold all around. I don't think I've seen this on anything else. Again, we got the pinless joints. She does have just the upper chest rocker and a ball joint. There's no actual waist swivel or anything on that. Would have liked to seen a little more articulation, given what the Widows do with so much of their acrobatics, but it is well done. Definitely, both figures are well in the set. So now we're going to go ahead and show the accessories for each figure. First, we're going to look at the accessories for the Red Guardian.
I'm moving next up onto the Red Guardian accessories. Now it comes with a couple. It comes with both of the different and separate hands.
So we have a fisted hand and another gun holding hand if you want him to hold both guns.
These one they did pretty well on this. I think this one, it's of course probably meant for the trigger, but whenever I try to get finger in the trigger part, that really works for me. I'm just saying that to myself, or just if other people can relate to that. But then we move on to the guns. This is a pretty normal one, but they do look a lot like the one that Red Guardian or Yelena used from the Thunderbolts movie. What? Yeah, okay. But this part kind of has like a sensitive touch. You can hear this sound.
Good sculpt.
But yeah, very good sculpt actually. I wish they eventually make one that there's a accessory where it's like a yellow beam and you can see bullets shooting out from the gun. I think they had made that from a comic version action figure, but not my favorite. And this also doesn't have any hole, so you can't play any effect. Now moving on to my favorite accessory, the Red Guardian helmet off head. Now this is the one that was showed in one of the posters. That ghost had something in and was scratching on his head, I think, or just messing around his head. And it, the hair, the little hair parts have somewhat of a sensitive touch. The beard done really well in this sculpt, and you can see a little gray on down in the middle of the beard, kind of. But still really well. Head sculpt have the same eyes, same mouth. I wish they had one of him smiling, since the one that we showed doesn't really have him smiling. But yeah, now we're gonna put all the accessories on, not but like the gun and head on him to see what it looks like. Okay, just wanted to show off the Red Guardian's accessories. I don't know if some people want to see this. I'm not trying to make it too long, but I kind of did, and if you also did, pretty well looking on it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Next up, we're gonna move on to the Yelena accessories.
So much.
Okay, now we're moving on to Yelena accessories. I hope I didn't butcher that name, but we have both of like these
sticks.
Well, yeah, like their black weapon sticks. What is that? But they did pretty well on this. You could like feel like a sensitive touch on it. Sculpt. I think it's like alright, but yeah, pretty well done on it. It looks like they're either 1 inch kind of to me. They're somewhat bendable. I don't think you want to bend them. They are bendable. Next up, we have like the really small hands. I feel like they do this for every like woman action figure. It's not even like Marvel Legends. Like Hasbro also does this. NECA also sometimes does this. The hands are really small. They did really good on the black paint job though. But now we got the knife. Probably my favorite accessory of hers. Now Marvel Legends barely has any knife, not because like they're family friendly. I mean they are kind of, but like I barely see any knife toys, and this is probably their newest. Them showing a knife, and I didn't even know if they have showed a knife before, but pretty well on the sculpt. And the last one also like a really small gun and just like a pistol. Not really too much to say about it. This one doesn't have a hole that you can put anything in it, but you can, if you can see really good, like it has like somewhat a sculpt, or at least it looks like that to me. But what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, good sculpt. Her kind of go across here. I'll try to get a little closer. You can see some good sculpt there. This is the side that kind of grabs, and then we got the other that she kind of hits with, those electrified. The hands are there's a little bit of sculpt in them as well. In the gloves, these are her fisted hands. We have on the knife that goes with her. Again, a little bit of sculpting in this. I'd like to see a little more paint on some of these weapons. If we'd have gotten a little bit shinier metal here, or we got a little bit different, shading on that, that'd have been good. And then we got her gun, which also is fairly standard. I'm glad they look, more realistic. They don't have those kind of, regular cartoonish looking guns, but it has it's good sculpt, just a flat black. Again, I'd like to see some more paint. There is a little bit of paint, looks like a little bit of paint difference between the handle and the upper, but if we had gotten even more, that'd have been better. So next, gonna show her with holding her accessories, and we'll show both of them together, kind of standing.
Then we'll move on to the next figure.
Okay, here's the Yelena. She does have some spots to hold these weapons, which is nice. Her gun does fit nicely in this pouch. It's removable, but it does fit nicely in that pouch. The small little knife here, there is a little spot here. You can see it kind of goes in. It actually goes in this way. It's different than the ones we're used to somewhat go to the side or downward. This at the the angle we see here, you can see it just sort of slides in this pocket here, fits in nicely, and then she does have a spot on her back for the sticks that go in well as well. You can see they hold in well. Go, so she can hold those. So whichever way you want to put those in, she can hold on to those. So there are both of those figures. So now we're going to move on to the John Walker and the Century set.
Okay, everybody, we are moving now up onto the John Walker and Century 2-pack. And first off, I just saw this. I don't know if anybody did. But there's actually bullets in the shield, which I found pretty cool. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's bullets in the shield, which that's very cool. And I also have to say John Walker is one of my favorite characters in the Captain America universe. They did really well on the red colors. It's somewhat of an improvement from the TV show, since now this one actually is white, kind of. And this one also kind of has the beard, but here's the gun right there. You can probably get it out. I don't want to, but here's the shield. Though I really like the shield. We have a one from the comics that we're not really shown right now, but
Yeah.
But now we're gonna move on to the figure comparison actually. So, okay, now moving on to the figure comparison of USA Agent. Now this USA Agent toy is actually mine. Bet my dad has this as a toy though. It's the one from the Bucky Winter Soldier TV show. I'm not the greatest at saying that word, but the USA Agent, they really did pretty well on this. I have two scenes that are different on the show, or just like that I saw. This one doesn't have the light in it, and this one doesn't. This one is also kind of more dusty. And this one isn't really too clean, but it actually kind of is. It's not really dusty on most parts. And this is when he didn't have a beard, and this is when he did have a beard. And that one is a little more pale. This one's like a little more skin tone type. But there are probably some other different scenes that I've not seen, like this line.
Stars painted on this one, so this one's.
Oh yeah, then you recognize it.
You know, this one's not as much. I kind of you
can actually. I don't know if you can
but
see,
I do like the white.
but you can see the shade. You could actually see the star right there, kind of. But I don't think this one has the servo. But what do you have to say about it then?
Yeah, this one, he looks a little smaller in body size. You can see him kind of compared together. He looks a little smaller, so I do like the upgrade we've gotten with the bigger, the body mold looks just a little better. This older, while he is on a pinless buck, this is a, from the Falcon Winter Soldier. This gun does not remove on this, which I thought was kind of disappointing given the character. He does have the sculpt on here, so he's a good one for that representation from the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think we've gotten a little bit. His head sculpt was good, but large improvement on this new one. We've got a definite improvement on, he really kind of, those eyes pop a lot. We got a little bit of so it seems to have a little bit of a paint. You can probably see it on the camera. I got a little bit of a paint scuff, so a little bit of a QC issue there. But he does have the beard. I like that. It's got a little scruff. You can kind of see him kind of behind the ears. He's got some of that. That is mostly just paint. It's not a sculpt or anything there. It's just paint. But good articulation on the waist. He does have a waist swivel. Ab crunch, arms out, thighs, double jointed knees, boot rockers. Looks to be the same here. This gun does not remove. That part's a little disappointing. I don't know why they don't do that. We got all these guns and holsters on the Yelena and even the Red Guardian, but not on this one. So, yeah, I don't know why they don't give us a removable gun on this, considering the character is seen using the gun several times throughout. Why we don't have that additional ability. Okay, here is the shield for the new John Walker figure. Did a good job. Yeah, there's some sort of paint deco in it. I don't know exactly how they do this effect, but it's well done. I'm not sure if it doesn't quite look like a deco. It looks similar, like it might be the way they kind of paint, but it gives definite some scratches in it, like it's really been used. It would have been neat if we'd have gotten an ability or one that was folded as well, so we could have seen that somewhat after Sentry had folded it. This does have, unfortunately, the dreaded C-clamp. You can see this one already has a little bit of a stress crack here where it was removed, so I would definitely advise not to move it a lot. I don't know why. We know they've given us the ones before that have the straps. It works so much better. You can take the wrist off and slide it through. I don't know why they don't give us those instead of these. I don't know if it's a major cost difference, but they're so much better than these C-clamps. So, okay, now we're going to move on to the Sentry. Okay, we're back with the Sentry figure, or the Bob. Well done.
Really well on the gold suit. Now, to my perspective, it's really gold. But on here, it's like a goldish yellow more. But it did really well on the hair sculpt. The cape pretty well. They have that like strain down from the cape. And the black boots and the gold. I don't have too much to say about it because I'm actually kind of getting sleepy. But it still is a really, 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 really good figure. What do you have to say about it, Dad?
So great face sculpt. It looks a lot like Lewis Pullman. It doesn't have a lot of articulation here. This body, I don't know why, but it doesn't bend very far forward at all. Sentry doesn't have to have a whole lot of acrobatics, but there's not a lot of bend in this top joint. I would like to see a little more in that, but will look. He does have a bit of a waist swivel there as well. Arms out. The sculpt on the body's really good. It does match. You see all the kind of little details that come out in the suit. Matches well to what was in the movie. The belt looks really well. Legs well too, well sculpted. These line up well. They're all sculpted in here as well. So this is probably the key, I think, that most people probably wanted from this this 2-pack anyhow. Is our Sentry, our introduction to the MCU Sentry. It would have been cool if we maybe get another down the line of just, Bob, maybe in just some plain clothes or something kind of before this to kind of, show some transformation. But you could probably easily put this head sculpt on a different, suited body or plain clothes body, something to showcase that.
Okay, now I'm going to be showing off the figure comparison of both of the Sentry. Now this is the one from the Dark Avengers mini comics that we showed in our never mind. We were supposed to show a Dark Avengers video. We didn't have enough time to.
This is the Sentry from the Walgreens exclusive, the newer one that we've gotten that has that.
Wasn't that from the mini comics?
No, we just have them sitting with that. But this is the newer Sentry. It's not with the older body, the kind of bigger on that Hyperion, but it is. You can see the comparison between the two. So this is our again. This is Sentry from the our more comic book. So definitely a little bit bigger body mold. So kind of a little more in line with what we see in the comic, but it's okay. He's again Sentry with all the power. I do like this design where he just looks like an unassuming average guy. This would be kind of after he had the the potion. If we're familiar with the comic line, he has to maintain a potion in order to stay as the Sentry. Show the accessories here. So accessory wise for the Sentry, the only other thing we get are these 2-fisted hands for him. I would have liked if we got an additional head sculpt, maybe with the glowing eyes or something else along those lines with that. Maybe something with, hands starting to turn black or something else that like he was kind of turning into that Void look. So one of our next videos, we will go over the Void Build-A-Figure and show a comparison with that. But there we have, again, our figures from this box set. We see the cape here on this. This one, it's definitely a little longer than the one we have here. A little brighter colors as well. This one looks a little more yellow and a brighter blue. This one does have a nice sort of gold hue to it, sort of a yellowish gold, really in line with that, golden hero as they describe them in the comics, or in the movie, I mean. So definitely some better shading on this. We can see with the hair, a little bit of shading in the hair sculpt, as this is not as much shading, just sort of a sculpt is a little more longer hairs, those kind of flowing to the side. But let's show all of our figures together. Okay, here we have all of our figures together from these two packs. If you're interested in getting these, they are still available for order on many fan channel sites, Amazon, Hasbro. They're showing up in a lot of Walmarts as well. If you're lucky enough, I have one near my place of work with the newer Hasbro display stand that has those. They've been showing up there along with those some of those other retro Spider-Man figures, but they are still available for order. Definitely recommend if you're interested in picking up this line from the new Thunderbolts or our new Avengers. Perhaps we will see them more in the upcoming Doomsday or Secret Wars movie. Like to see where, perhaps we have some how they fit in with that. So thank you all again. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.